Metal Gear is no doubt one of my absolute favourite franchises, and it holds some of my favourite characters, gameplay, and some of the best and most cryptic storytelling I've ever had the pleasure of experiencing. Now, I could have easily put the insanely addicting spin-off Metal Gear Rising and the original Metal Gear Solid on this list instead. However, I decided to go with the one game that got me hooked on this masterpiece of a gaming franchise, Metal Gear Solid 3: Snake Eater. Instead of continuing the story from the first two games, MGS3 decides to go all the way back to the 1960s and puts in the shoes of Naked Snake, aka Big Boss, and explains how the whole series began. The story is a huge love letter to Cold War spy fiction, initially starting with a mission to stop a maniacal Russian colonel and a nuclear-powered tank with a classic Metal Gear zaniness, and eventually evolves into a tale of mystery, intrigue, and just about everybody double-crossing everyone else. Or triple-crossing, if your name happens to be Revolver Ocelot. As for the stealth gameplay, well, MGS3 probably has my favourite gameplay in the series. MGS5 might beat it out solely for the fact they have a rival mech suit, but what the hell. Snake Eater takes the series from traditional urban and military-based environments to a Russian jungle, and as such managed to combine the traditional stealth gameplay with wilderness survival, as you also have to keep an eye on Snake's hunger and physical condition by treating injuries, both of which require additional supplies in the form of food and medicine. Camouflage is also a much more important part of the experience this time, as you're required to change up your uniform and face paint to match your environment in order to stay hidden. Some uniforms also have unique properties, such as serving as a disguise, to the various special uniforms you can acquire from defeating the bosses non-lethally. And that's just beating them with non-lethal weapons, not actually keeping them alive. Speaking of the boss fights, this game probably has the strongest collection of bosses in the series. From the interesting set piece Is the Sorrow, to the epic showdown against the Shagohod War Machine, and to the emotional climactic fight against the boss, it's probably hard to decide which one is my absolute favourite. Well, except for the Fear. He kinda sucks.